Hi everyone, I'm Sarah at Childhood Finds. If you haven't joined me here before, today I'm going to be doing something I've done previously, which is taking my what solds and split them into two videos. So there'll be a part one and a part two. So don't be alarmed when you see me wearing the exact same thing in the next video that I'll post a day later. And I have some fun sales in this. I have some interesting ones, and I have very little Poshmark and Mercari. My Poshmark and Mercari sales have stunk. If we're gonna be totally frank about it, they've stunk. And it's been making me not want to cross list, and I know that exacerbates the problem. So I'm trying to get back into it, but it's disheartening. I mean, the sales have been so small there, and I've never had massive sales there, but I've had something. So I'll show you what I did sell there, a couple things I did sell there, but I have one decent one on Mercari, but that's about it. So we'll go ahead and get started with this one. This will be part one. And first one we're gonna start with is a really cool one. So I bought at a yard sale, it was a shoebox, an actual shoebox full of antique postcards. I say antique because I'm pretty sure that they're all older than 100 years. So let me tell you, when you go down to the ephemera lane, you go down a rabbit hole, and it's a lot, but it was fun. And so I still have, I don't know, hundreds left to look at. I've only posted a few. I picked out the Tahoe ones because this one you're seeing right here is a Tahoe one and sold really well. So let's look at it. This is an antique Road to Fallen Leaf Lodge Ideal Lake Tahoe Resort postcard. And this one's very cool. It was never used. So you can see here on the back, it was never used. And I honestly think I could have got more for this because this is a piece of ephemera and it sold in a day for this asking price. So I could have got more, but I'm very happy with it. But I did price up my other Tahoe postcards a little higher just to see what happens. I can always bring them down. So I have maybe a fraction of a penny into this because it was a kind of a bulk buy with the postcard box thrown in. So I have maybe a fraction of a penny into this that it sold for full asking. And it's a very cool one. I could find very little of it online. I saw they were selling prints of this online. So I could have got more, but that's okay. You know, we're always learning. This is a May Irwin's Home Cooking, and it's from 1904. It has illustrations. It sold for $30, best offer, to a very nice buyer. It wasn't in the best of condition. You can see just from the front picture, the spine had something to be desired. Let me see if there's any of the illustrations that I took a picture of. Yeah, not too much, but little bits of illustration in it. And there it is, being in 1904. So it was a very cool cookbook. I mean, we're looking at about nearly 120 years old. And I think I paid $5 for that one at a thrift store. This guy's cute. This is Hansa is the brand, and I did a realistic brown bunny plush rabbit hair. All of the keywords for people that are searching. And it was from 2010. I took a best offer of $16, or I sent it. Either way, whenever I say took a best offer, that might mean I sent it. It might mean I accepted one or the other. I get mixed up. But 16 bucks, and I think I have maybe 50 cents into this. So that's a great little profit to me. These are two records. It's Blue Oyster Cult. So I love lotting up bands, you know, if they're not, so one of these I can't remember off the top of my head. One of these is less valuable than the other, so significantly less valuable. So I lotted that one with the other one just to kind of get a little extra premium. I don't always suggest that. You know, you could also do two lower value ones, but this is what I had. I had two Blue Oyster Cults. So I lotted them together and got 30 bucks full asking. I think I have $6 into these. No, $5. $5 into both of them together, and sold very fast. And they were both in very good condition. Even the covers. One of them had the shrink and hype stickers, and that's always an added bonus. This is going to be a 1983 Seasons of Sesame Street Aladdin metal lunchbox. When you're selling these, and they are ones that should have a thermos, always include no thermos, because someone's going to get mad and say, well, I was expecting a thermos, even though you showed a million pictures without a thermos. So please just always put no thermos. It'll help you in the long run, I think. And this one was in good condition. We have, I don't know, maybe $1 into this. It was from a big bulk buy at an estate sale where we just kept filling boxes and filling boxes. And I'd say maybe $1 at the very most. And it sold for a best offer of $17. And this, yeah, I am very happy with this one. This one, I think I have $1 or $2 into it. I have no idea where it came from. I don't know. It's, yeah, it's one of those items. You know, I can remember where most things I buy came from or how much I paid, but some things just slip through the cracks. And this is a vintage 1963 Walt Disney's Uncle Remus 12-inch vinyl LP, Disneyland Records. And it was in very good condition. The cover was even in good condition with the shrink still on it, I believe. So all good things for it, and it sold for a best offer of $17. Oh, I've said in previous videos that there's items that I never ever want to look at again. This is one of them. I've had this for years. This picture tells me that it's been here for years because the picture stinks. And it's a Disney Tinkerbell laser etched crystal glass paperweight, 6 inches. I don't ever want to see this thing again. So when I got a best offer of $12, I was very happy with that. I was surprised it took so long to sell and sold for not a ton. I mean, Tinkerbell is usually pretty desirable. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. I have no idea how much we paid for this. It wouldn't have been much, but still, I don't want to see it again. This is an Aurora Destination Nation Mom Baby Joey Kangaroo Plush. It was from 2021. It was just cute, so it sold for full asking price. I think I have $2 or something into this, and it's nothing super special. I couldn't find any, I don't believe I could find any just like it. So you do this thing when you start reselling a ton, and you start to kind of figure out what prices things should be, and sometimes you just have to guess. I don't feel like I saw this one. So yeah, it was just cute. And I'm a fan. People are fans of kangaroos, so I pick them up when I can, when they're cheap. This is a Limax, so I tend to pick up Limax, but I have been burned by Limax because people did not disclose that they were highly damaged, and that's my fault. I should have checked them. I got them for cheap, so I didn't, but do please check, because Limax is so prone to being broken when you buy it. And so I got this one at a thrift store. I think I have $5 into it, and it's just a park gazebo, table accents, building decor from 2018, and it's kind of a 4th of July patriotic scene is kind of what I chose for my keywords. And it sold for full asking price pretty quickly. So again, please be careful with Limax. They're very prone to breakage, but they are very valuable, so I pick them up when I see them. I just included this one because it's a Beanie Baby, and many people have opinions about Beanie Babies, and this came in a bulk bag, so I just went, I'm gonna list it. I paid $5 for the bag. I've already made my money plenty on that, so I just figured, why not list nearly everything in the bag and see what I can get out of it. And so this is a Thai Beanie Baby 1997 Smoochie the Frog 8-inch plush. Sold for full asking price, took many months. Other thing I'm going to say, you do need to box these. I know you see it as not valuable, but it still deserves the care, because many people are buying it because it still has that original tag, and it's even in a protector. Do box it. I mean, I think I used a 5x5 little box, and it was nice and easy to ship. So it's worth it to make the buyer happy. I know it's not a high dollar sale. Box it. Don't put it in a bubble or a poly mailer. This thing was big. This was heavy, heavy. And it was the complete works of Shakespeare comedies, comedies, histories, tragedies, and it was illustrated from 1987. It had its slip cover. The slip cover looked kind of terrible. I took a best offer, $22 for it. I went back and forth with the buyer. I don't love the price I took for it, but I made money on it, and it was big, like really big. So I'm glad for it to be out of my room, and I'm glad to have a buyer that will enjoy it. But it was a heavy guy. And yeah, I don't know if I took any pictures of illustrations of what's in here. But it was 3 different books. It was a nice set, a very nice set. Pants. Lucky Brand 181, relaxed straight men's jeans, size 46-30 blue denim. I took a best offer of $17 for these. I'd probably have a buck or two in them. I'm very happy with that price. I don't know anything still about jeans. I am trying to learn clothes. I am. And I just am struggling because then there's so many options. They try to ask me straight-legged, or I don't know. There's all these different things about openings and high-waisted and low-waisted, so I have a lot to learn. I need to start watching some videos on them because I am just giving bare minimums on these. And I know I'd do a little better if I started to really learn. So keep moving forward. I am enjoying selling the clothes because once I picture them and get them listed, they're so easy to ship and send out. So it's absolutely worth a little bit of extra effort in the beginning. And I always do them in like lots of 5 or 10 when I take pictures to make it a little more worth it. And this one's super cool. And this one's a metal ring, 3 mermaids connected by tails base, a unique fantasy mythical. You can imagine there's some sort of orb or ball that was supposed to be on this. I couldn't find anything just like this, so I have sold another thing similar that's the same idea of 3 mermaids connected, probably held some sort of orb. So I priced it off of that item, and I took a best offer of $32 with a very happy buyer. And it wasn't very big. I mean, look at that. It was 4.5 inches. So it was very small, but a very beautiful piece. So I knew someone would want it. Mermaids are very collectible. It was just, sometimes you kind of got to figure it out if you can't find the exact. You're not always going to find the exact. But luckily I'd sold something similar. So I was able to just I was happy with that price I got for the last one. So I just kind of rolled with that. This is a Timex Tigger Honey Pot Disney Watch leather band. New. I put Reed, and the reason I put Reed, so this is new in the packaging. I was not going to remove this from the packaging to check anything. So this watch could not work at all. I don't know. I put that in the description. I said, this is left to the buyer. I am not removing it from this packaging to check that. So sometimes that's important to include. You know, I don't know anything about watches anyway. So if I found out it wasn't working, it'd just be great. Now I have an open box with a non-working watch. So that's what I went with. There's no reason it shouldn't work, but I don't know. I don't know anything about watches, at least in how to fix them. With things with corroded battery compartments and things like that, I at least have a chance of fixing that, not this. So I just made it clear to the buyer that that was up to them. This is a Webkinz, sorry, allergy season. This is a Webkinz Gans Signature Fox Plush, and that was the little code on it, all those letters. And the Signature series is great. So they sell for, a lot of them sell for significantly more money than the other ones. And I put Reed and as is because typically with with the Webkinz, you will notice the code has two little things holding it in. This did not have that, which means this code could have been removed and replaced. So I made it clear that I do not know if this has been used, but it is being included with the item. So I still considered it more valuable, so I priced it kind of in the middle. It was still, to me, more valuable than an item that did not have it at all, but it was not as valuable as one that had it completely sealed in there. And I took a best offer of $30 and paid $1 for this. I'm sorry, I've been missing on saying how much I paid for stuff. The Timex Tigger watch actually came with all the postcards, so less than $1 into that. And the mermaids, I think I have $2 into. This came out of, I made a short video because I found it was 17 Angry Bird plush, and nearly all of them worked that had sound, which was a massive bonus because 95% of the ones you see listed do not work. So I lotted these two up that didn't work together, and it was a lot of 2 Angry Birds Blue Jay 5-inch plus. It was Commonwealth 2012, and it was just a lot of fun. I paid $17 for, so $1 a piece, so I have $2 into this lot, but I stand to probably make a couple hundred from the lot of the Angry Birds I got. So I've picked up Angry Birds in the past, but I've never seen that many in one setting. At the thrift store, she actually just put all of them in a garbage bag because she's like, I don't have anything else for you to carry this out in. So garbage bag worked for me. I was quite pleased with that. And this is another one. This one worked. So it was the same as the other two, but it had a working sound. And I did include a video of the sound working, just as an added. Let's see if it'll do it or if I'll make my computer explode. Oh, I don't have any volume on. There we go. So I did include that with all of the ones that had working sound, just because a lot of them don't, and I think it just, helps to solidify for the buyer what they're getting. So that sold for full asking, $1 into it. This is a Staub it's a cast iron French Dutch oven, and it looked it looked like it hardly ever been touched. So I actually live directly next to a thrift store, and I was walking my dogs and they're just putting items outside. And I saw this as I was walking by when I started my walk, and I don't really know much about this stuff. So I thought, if it's still there, I'll go and look. And so I brought my dogs back after their walk, ran back down, and it was still there. And so I only paid $1 for this. It's amazing to me. $1. I took a best offer for $125. It was in beautiful condition, had all the original stickers, looked really like it'd never been used. I still listed it as used, of course, because I can't confirm it's never been used. But yeah, it was a great profit. And this is a Shel Silverstein Where the Sidewalk Ends, Poems and Drawings. This one's from 1974 with the dust jacket. I put number 2 because I had 2 of these, just so it looks different in the eBay algorithm. And then I also put a little number 2 bookmark in this one, so I know which is which, because I've been getting a lot of repeat books, and then I have to look for like one little thing that's different from the others and try to find that one. This I do want to warn, if I ever get a first edition of this one, I'll make a video on it. But please be mindful when you list this one, because this one is highly misrepresented. Many times people put first edition on this when it's not. This one's not, but it's still sold for full asking price, which I think $19 is great for this. And I think the last one I sold was $20, so it's a great price. This is going to be a lot of 5 Super Mario plush. We've got the Goomba, Bullet Bill, Ludwig von Koopa. I forget how you said that one. Lakito. I don't remember how to say that one. I've played all these, but I can't remember that one. Luigi. And I put no tags because none of them had their little tush tags. But I just decided to lot these all up. It seemed I got them all at the same time, and it was a nice, easy lot. And this sold for full asking price, and I have $5 into this because I paid $1 each. So I like, you know, I do lots of the lower dollar sales, but if I can lot some stuff up easily, I'm gonna do it. This is gonna be an antique Victorian deep well walnut oval frame, gold gilt inner rim. We paid $3 at a thrift store for this, and it was just a nice piece. I mean, it really didn't have any, it had little bits of flaws that I took pictures of, but it didn't have any sort of picture or print in it, so it was a just nice basic frame ready for someone to use. So I'm very happy with that at a 45 bucks, 3 to 45 bucks. I love this guy. I love Garfield. I went running across a yard sale, I think it was 2 weekends ago, because I saw 2 Garfield peeking out from a shelf. My mother-in-law made fun of me. So this is gonna be a Garfield clowning around, jester clown, stuffed plush toy. It was Dakin, and I took a best offer of $35 for it, and very happy with that sale. I think I have $1 or $2 into this guy, and he sold very, very quickly. This is a gray bunny, pink satin long ears, 16-inch plush Fiesta, and I put Kelly's in there because it was here on the tag. So, and it was just a basic plush. It had its tag and sold for full asking price. I paid probably $1 for it, and it was nice and easy to ship. That's why I love plush. Doesn't shatter. This is another postcard out of my lot, and this is a Hollywood Hotel, Los Angeles, California, 1914. Frank Staley, I think he's either the publisher or the photographer. Yeah. Postcard in antique. And so just a really nice piece. Couldn't find an exact, or I might have found an exact one. This one was reproduced. So that is another thing you run into with these postcards, is they do get reproduced. So you have to start to look at ways to know if yours is the original. And guess who isn't an expert? This girl. But I was pretty confident in this one because of the lot it came in. And there's other things I looked at. And it felt, you'll feel them. One big thing about these older postcards is you feel the weight. You kind of feel the weight and quality of it. And it's much different than your new postcards. And that one sold for a best offer of $8.99. So again, fraction of a penny into this guy. This is a lot of 2 brass Matchbox holders. I didn't really know what I had here. I knew what it was for. I took a best offer of $14. We bought these at a yard sale in a set of 2 for $1. So $1 into $14, I'm super happy with that. And I mean, they were just little teensy tiny things. So they go in a little box and made it to their new home, but they're very cute. So I knew they would sell, and they actually sold very quickly. This is The Witching Hour by Anne Rice. It's the 12th printing, so I've said before, Anne Rice is definitely one I look for. Not all Anne Rice is valuable, but it's one of the authors that you're more likely to find a valuable book. So it's not like your James Patterson and your Clive Cusslers and your Daniel Steeles, where I know I could be completely wrong here, but I haven't found a valuable one there. That is not including signed. The signed is not included. So she's a prolific author, but her older stuff seems to hold its value. And this is a 12th printing and sold for $15 very quickly. I have $1.50 into this. And so this one I would absolutely keep a lookout for. This is just one from Mercari. This is a 1983 Deka. What's the brand? A Rainbow Bright. Plastic cup, tumbler, Hallmark cards, vintage. Just a cute, tiny little cup. And it sold very quickly. This came from the bulk buy with the lunchbox and lots of other stuff, and sold very quickly. And I had less than $1 into this. Sold for $12 on Mercari. Pants. More pants. I knew these pants were worth picking up because my fiance wears this brand too, so I know that they were a decent pair because I've had to buy them used, and they are still a pretty penny. And these are Duluth Trading Co. men's 38 by 28 flex fire hose cargo utility work pants. I did include in the description that it was the lightest hem job I've ever seen on pants, where I was just able to remove it. No damage was seen caused by the hem, but I still included it was there. It's a thing. But sold quickly. I paid $1 for these and turned them into 22. So clothes are worth it. I'm getting there. You know, I'm getting little bit by little bit. I'm making myself do it. So thank you for joining me for part 1 of what sold. Please join me for the next one for some other pretty cool items. I've got some bigger money ones in there. So I'll see you on the next one.